Before Stray Kids, before Day 6, and before GOT7, there was 2PM, a boy group from JYP before JYP was in the big three. 2PM was K-pop's hottest boy group of the second generation, but before they were a sensation, they had a rough history losing their leader early in their career. However, that idol would become a well-known international artist. In this video, we're going to cover the history and what happened to 2PM. But before looking forward, I always like to look back. In the early 2000s, Park Jin-young from JYP Entertainment was focusing on getting Wonder Girls kick-started. Soon after, Wonder Girls would break through in America with their smash hit Nobody. Around the same time, Park Jin-young was looking into forming a new boy group. Before the days of K-pop survival shows like K-Pop Star, Produce 101, JYP was ahead of his time with his own show, Hot Blood Men. I mean, if they were called Cold Blood Men, they'd be dead. Or reptiles. Anyways, there were two teams of male trainees who would compete to debut in a new group called One Day. JYP was looking for a well-experienced group to supercharge this group's career when they did debut, so JYP founded these guys to be a part of the show. Junsu, also known as Jung Kae, a winner of multiple singing contests in Korea, Taekyeon, Lee Junho, and Hwang Chang-sung from a previous audition program, Woo Young, selected from auditions, and the only exception to the experienced members was the ones who were scouted by JYP, like Nick Kun from California and Jaebum, a b-boy from Seattle, also known as J Park. The final lineup for the debut was a group of 11, which was then broken up into what would be 2AM, a ballad group, and 2PM, a hip-hop pop group. And so 2PM was born, but as we all know, some groups need a leader, and the leader of 2PM was chosen due to him being the oldest member, most popular on the show, and agreed by other members as the most talented, like me. This was J Park. After finding a leader, 2PM, and this is news to me, wanted to stand out from the pretty boy image of other K-pop boy groups at the time by going with a macho beast image, which apparently started a trend called Jim Sung Idol, which literally means beast or animal idol. And so in September 2008, 2PM bursted into the K-pop scene with their debut song 10 out of 10. Filled with flashy hip-hop moves, and the debut track was 10 out of 10. It was a solid debut and a great stepping stone for 2PM's next release, which got a great response. Again and again, aged like fine wine listening to it today. Still continue with the b-boy dance moves and shows how 2PM would evolve in the future. Within a month of the release, 2PM was awarded their first win on M Countdown. Two more first place awards were placed under 2PM's belt, and even more after dropping the new single I Hate You. Later in 2009, 2PM, and more specifically J Park's past, would come back to light. A controversy blew up when past comments J Park made on MySpace was released after being hacked, and the public condemned what they found. These comments date back to 2005 when J Park was just a trainee in JYP, where J Park expressed his dislike towards Korea and Korean people. While J Park admitted it was a mistake due to his ignorant young mindset at the time, Korean media also played a hand in this controversy being a bigger issue than it really was. However, JYP Entertainment said they don't plan to remove J Park, but ultimately, J Park would leave to go back to the United States.
The lead singer of an outrageously popular boy band in Korea has fled that country and landed here in Western Washington. He's grappling with an internet controversy about anti-Korean comments he made years ago,
apologizing to his members as a leader and promised to be back as a better person. 2PM had no plans to end, but instead went on a hiatus to let this all wash over. It wasn't all gloom, as 2PM walked away with the prestigious awards of not only Best Male Group, but Artist of the Year at the 2009 Mnet Asian Music Awards.
2PM.
They even gave a special message to their past leader, J Park. The remaining 6 members did return with the new mini album 159 and the title track Heartbeat. With such intriguing choreography and a live orchestra, we haven't seen that much effort behind a song in quite a while. That effort was rewarded big time with some #1 wins, topping charts for weeks and even labeled Song of the Year by KBS. 2009 turned into 2010 when hopes of Jay Park returning to the group was all but put to an end, as JYP announced Jay Park's contract with them has been permanently terminated, which, looking back on it now, could be a blessing in disguise. 2PM continued to be successful, but if all this didn't happen, Jay Park may not have been an internationally known artist with his own label. The successful AOMG may not have even existed. Following the news, 2PM moved on to a new mini album, Don't Stop, Can't Stop. And through an act of JYP family love, 2PM traveled to the US to be Wonder Girls' opening act on Wonder Girls' Wonder World Tour. 2PM then proved they're back with a new comeback, I'll Be Back. That's a lot of backs. As expected, I'll Be Back performed well, but what came as a surprise is this new album appeared on Billboard's World Album Chart at number 13, with no efforts promoting outside Korea. Did that short appearance in America really help? Maybe. Going into 2011, 2PM's next move was to the island in the east. 2PM made their Japanese debut with the song Takeoff. The song was even featured in the anime Blue Exorcist. That one's for my weebs out there. All topped off with the Japanese tour. Put your hands up! That's right, 2PM dropped their second studio album with the title track Hands Up. Hands Up was the party anthem of 2011, and come on, it was just strictly a club banger. With this new hit, 2PM went on their Hands Up Asia tour. 2PM then went quiet for almost a year. But the wait was worth it when the boys returned with their third album in 2013 with not one, but two, a double-header title track album with Comeback When You Hear This Song, that's a long title, and ADTOY. That's a shorter one. That was definitely a treat for fans who waited for them. But in 2014, their next song was straight fire. No, literally. It was reported on the set of 2PM's new music video, while filming there was a small fire that erupted. The song was none other than Go Crazy. Go crazy, go crazy, go crazy. Probably 2PM's most iconic song. Remember this motorcycle choreo? Man, this music video was insane. It was so insane, in fact, that 2PM got the Best Music Video award at the Eminent Asian Music Awards that year. Now, 2014 was 2PM's rebellious and outrageous era, but when it became 2015, 2PM grew up, and when I mean grew up, I mean they grew up. 2PM became that mature, classy, expensive-looking group with My House. I wanna take her to my house. It's alright. It's alright. It was definitely their house because I can't afford to even rent a one-night Airbnb in that house, but My House was written by Jung K, which after seeing his solo releases, I just love his style. 2PM would try to make 2015 and 2016 their years with another comeback in Promise I'll Be. Which did okay, but with the shift of JYP's management tactics, 2PM's popularity declined, and that popularity would continue to steadily trend downwards when 2PM remained inactive for 2 years. When in 2018, contracts with 2PM members were set to expire. 5 out of the 6 would re-sign, leaving Taehyun to later sign with a new agency, but would try his best to be a part of future 2PM activities. And like other boy groups, they had to face the military. One by one, they would leave to serve their mandatory military service, and as of now, Chung Sung was the last 2PM member to enlist back in June of this year. So that means it's gonna be quite a while before we see 2PM back as a whole. It's interesting to see how 2PM began from what some groups would lead them to like collapse, losing a member, but not just a member, but a leader. Yet they still brought out the best of them and became what people loved about K-pop. But slowly, with less and less attention and activities, 2PM's popularity fell, which is just how it goes, especially with the group who has been around for over 10 years. Yet still, 2PM holds a special place and seniority in this industry. Man, when is Adidas gonna sponsor me? Damn! Hopefully you enjoyed. It's 2PM, man. They're classic. To see the history of how like Jay Park was a part of 2PM and then became who he is today and what he's done and all of it coming from controversy. If that controversy didn't happen, who knows? But again, guys, if you enjoyed, give it a like. And if you're new and you see my stuff around and you aren't subscribed yet, come on, man. Hit the subscribe button and that bell to join the wave. Comment down below, is it better that Jay Park left 2 p.m. or should he have stayed? I want to give a shout out to tons of new patrons over on Patreon. I'm talking about new patrons like Shia Aplum. I don't know what is with you guys and your unique usernames, but you're making me look like a doof. And Amid WX. Shout out to you guys. Thank you guys so much for supporting me on Patreon. They joined so they can make their suggestion of the next group that should be in the What Happened series for Fridays. This one was my choice. Sometimes I'm going to go with feeling, but most of the time I'm going to go with your guys' suggestions on Patreon. So please consider supporting on Patreon. And once we get enough people, I'm going to do a poll so you guys can vote instead of just commenting. So yeah, hope to see more of you there, and I'm touched seeing so many of you guys wanting to support me, making my dreams come true, man. And if you can't help on a Patreon, no worries. You can simply help out by clicking one of these videos down below. Check out more of my What Happened series or my new series, How K-Pop Groups Are Formed. I did ITZY and Red Velvet, so check out those. But anyways, guys, that's it for me. Hope you enjoy your weekend, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Annyeong.